I have a very ornery little cat who's going to set himself up right here in front of the camera. Welcome. It's day 21 of my 75 hard challenge, and I just want to give you a nugget that I've been pondering today and thinking about as I am pushing through. In this challenge, you might be on the 75 soft or even the 75 mini, which I've coined, and hope that a few people decide to try looking to make transformation. But suffice it to say, if you want to learn to win in life, you have to begin winning. Winners win and losers lose. How do you begin to win? Well, it helps to begin to stack wins. How do you stack wins? Well, you got to get the little wins. And from the little wins, consistently, day after day, and lots of little wins, then you can build bigger wins and begin to gather bigger wins. And then from bigger wins, you get to gather larger wins. And from those, you stack and you gather large wins, and then you can go after bigger and bigger things. And so one of the ways that you can do this and completely transform your life is by doing something as simple as doing a mini habit. There's lots of videos on habits and the power of habits, and it's true. But habits only have the power to change if you stick with them and you incorporate these into your life in small, measurable ways. Most of the most powerful habits that you do are ones that you do on a daily basis, and not all of them have to be for huge amounts of time. Many of those habits are just short 1 to 5 minute habits that you commit to. Now, maybe there's a block of time, a half an hour on a daily or weekly basis that you've made those as your habits. But atomic habits and all these grand things are often for people that are already in a place where they've already been stacking habits. They've been stacking wins. If you're coming from a place or you're in an area of your life, maybe you can win in finances and you're winning in relationships, but the area of your health is where you are struggling. Or maybe it's you've been winning in relationships and you're winning in your health, but your finances are struggling. Most of us don't have it all together in every area of life. That is a great thing to work on, because if you can measurably improve the area of your life that you are most disgusted with or annoyed or discouraged by, you're going to see, I think, your gains are going to be multiplied. It's not just, let me use it this way. I think there is a multiplication power. For example, I know that in marriage, there's two people. This is an interesting metaphor, but as you might not be able to change the other person, but you can change yourself. And so I've heard it said, I have a quick sticky note, maybe I'll use a graph as an example, but I've heard it said that 1 + 1 is not 2 when it comes to marriage. And so you can have a quadrant. This could be you versus them. I don't know if that will focus. It might not be black enough. Here is a bigger marker. We'll try that. All right. So we have you versus them. And maybe in the beginning, they are very immature, and you're a little bit more progressed in what you can do relationally. So you're let's say you're 25% or 50% of your skills, and relationally you're mature a lot more than they are, and they're about 25%. Well, you can't change them, but you can really turn up the power of your relationship. And so by beginning to grow, let's say you just grow to a 75% capacity in relationship, you have increased this relationship in a multiplication factor. You're just not adding things to the relationship. And so I think this carries over in areas of our life. I can't do a three-dimensional graph, but let's just say on one side it's the same thing. You have your health, and on the other continuum you have your finances, financial side. So you have the same thing, and you're rocking it, you're killing it when it comes to your finances. But your health is sucking wind. You've got your finances figured out. And so as holistically, the life you're living sucks, maybe in a lot of ways. So even though you're knocking it out of the park financially, you have a lot to work on. And so you begin to spend more time on yourself in the area of health, and you're able to increase your well-being, your joy, and your feelings about life. And so it's a simple way to grasp the concept, and maybe it's too simple, but stacking the wins, you can build that growth by stacking wins. And the only way to stack wins, because winners win, is by going back to the beginning. How do you win? You can win in these incremental things. It's if you press rewind on my channel and you go back to the very first video I uploaded on this channel 2 years ago, or in I don't know what year that would have been. It was all about me walking out my front door, and I was committing to doing a mini habit for my health. And it was so mini, it was almost embarrassing. But that's the point. You do something so ridiculously small, you can't fail on your worst day. And that habit for me was to just simply lace up my shoes and walk out my front door. It wasn't walking a mile. It wasn't going to the gym for an hour. It wasn't trying to go to the gym 3 days a week. And you can watch some of my other videos talking about that transformation. But suffice it to say, winners win. They begin to stack wins. And if you want to learn how to begin to win, that is one of the greatest keys I can give you. So, day 21, we're rocking it. We're getting to that, to the hump. And things start to speed up, and there starts to be kind of that momentum of the weight of the journey behind you, and just more clarity and encouragement that you are able to do as much. And so I just keep on keeping on. And if you want to hear more about the 75 challenge, I got some videos on that. But for today, this is my encouragement. Find a way to begin to stack the wins so that you can win more in life, if you aren't already. And if you are, then just begin to build that momentum and stack more and more wins. And this can be one of them, the 75 hard. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Stay hard, and we'll finish strong together.